Welcome to BTL. We're a global software development company based just north of Bradford at Saltmill in Shipley. We also have a US office in Pennsylvania. The main focus of the company is developing our software called Surpass. This is an assessment platform which examination bodies like SQA and OCR use to design, create and deliver on-screen tests. Surpass is used to deliver millions of tests in schools, universities and organisations across the world. There are over 150 people working at BTL, though the office is currently pretty quiet due to everything that is going on. We have transitioned really well to mostly working from home. There are many different tech roles here, like software developers and technical architects. However, today we are going to give you a taste of what it's like in the BTL design team and show you that jobs in the tech industry are more than just coding. They can be really creative too. Hi, I'm Richard London. I'm the head of design at BTL. We have several types of roles within the team and you're going to hear from us on how we work together. The work we do is varied from designing the software's user interface, also known as UI, user experience design, also known as UX, website design and development, and digital graphic design. Our primary goal is to support the development and marketability of Surpass. We will show you how we develop an idea and how each of the team members play their part in the process.
My name's Ian. I was born in Leeds, but I live in Bradford. I've always been creative, and so I've always felt sort of comfortable working in tech. Working in tech's had an added bonus recently, because while everyone's been stuck in the lockdown, a lot of people couldn't do their jobs. We've been working remotely, so communication's been really good. We've been working together really well. I'm involved in several different sort of working groups here throughout the life of the feature or defect that we're working on. We normally start with a product refinement team, so we call that a PRT, and that's a product manager. There's a technical architect, a designer and a product specialist, so we cover all sort of bases really. We discuss the work that needs doing at a high level, so we decide what priority it's at. Sometimes we need a bit more information to work out the problem, the details and stuff, so we might do some user research to find out.
Hi, I'm Kat. I am a UX researcher at BTL. It's my responsibility to kind of be the voice of our customers and of our users. So as features go into development, that the requirements that those users have, so what they need, what they like and what they don't like, are all being kind of really rigorously understood, so that those features are developed in a way that's going to work best for our users. There's lots of different kind of methodologies and techniques that you can use to kind of get feedback from users. We apply quite a lot of both qualitative, so that's gaining information from a small group of users but doing much more of that kind of face-to-face engagement, and quantitative, so that's looking at big data, so looking at kind of trends and things like that. Often when we're doing projects, we're talking to lots of different clients that potentially have differing and sometimes conflicting needs. So I spend quite a lot of time looking at what that impact has on the business itself, and then providing a recommendation back to BTL.
So my name's Gia. I work at BTL as a UX UI designer, so I mainly work with a range of teams. We collaborate quite a lot together to produce features. Around GCSE time, I was always interested in computer science, always interested in IT and business as well, so I knew I wanted to work in organisations that were very techy. From there I went on to study web design and technologies at Bradford University, so I've stayed in Bradford most of my life, but I've really enjoyed it. My special interest around that area of UX design and UI design is mainly analytics, so I like to find out how our customers, our users are interacting with our features and getting that data and presenting it back in the form of reports. So we can look into how our users are using the product with click interactions, how they are interacting with buttons, how their performance is as well, how well the pages are loading for them, as well as find out what kind of devices they are using, what kind of browsers, what kind of screen sizes. All this information is useful for us to use as a design team as a whole, as well as the whole organisation, in order to accommodate their experience and produce features that will make their interface, their experience a lot more better.
Hi, my name's Darren Booker. I'm a senior designer at BTL and I've been part of the design team for about 7 years now. I actually started out in one of the entry-level roles at BTL and have worked my way up to becoming a manager. So in terms of visuals, there's typically 3 different types. There's wireframes, which is just really high level. It's black and white, basic lines, boxes. We then have mock-ups, which are high fidelity visuals that replicate what the product actually looks like, but it doesn't quite have the functionality and the behaviors that the product would have. And then we have prototypes, which we actually code ourselves, and then it's passed over to the development teams and they build it into the products. So the software that we typically use is the Adobe Suite. So for me in particular, it's Illustrator, Photoshop and XD. We have used other pieces of wireframing technology, but we really like the fact that XD integrates with Illustrator and Photoshop, which are the other major pieces of software that we use to help design surpass.
Hi, I'm Andy. I've only recently started at BTL. So one of the current things that I'm working on is I'm trying to build a fully functioning accessibility team. Basically that's so we're able to make everything that BTL does as accessible as possible. So what that means, making it accessible, is that we allow our system to be used by anybody regardless of their ability. Whether they've got dyslexia or they're colourblind, it's making the product inclusive to everybody, so no matter what your ability, you're able to use the system. Designing in an inclusive way allows us to take everyone into consideration, which in turn allows for a more enjoyable experience throughout an online test for everyone. The accessibility team are just a small cog in the design process, but an important one. Having the ability within an organisation to produce an inclusive design works for as many people as possible, and it's crucial to any business.
Hiya, my name is John Luke Ward. I'm a UX UI designer, born and raised in Keighley. When I left school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Nothing really inspired me. I took an unlikely route, which was actually a graphic design apprenticeship. And from here I've progressed into tech because I know there's a lot of opportunities, and honestly I think that's one of the most satisfying things about working in tech, because you can grow so much, and it's really satisfying seeing yourself develop and grow as a person. So because we work so closely with developers, we get to learn a lot about coding as well, and how our designs actually translate into code. And what's required from me at BTL in terms of this is they asked me to do prototypes, which basically means just to create sort of early versions of something that we would actually ship and sell to customers. And it's a different field to graphic design because it requires you to have sort of like an understanding of technical limitations, and you need to be creative in a completely different way. The programming language that I work with are called HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and these are front-end programming languages, and what that basically means is that what you see on screen is created by these 3 languages, and the reason why designers have to take this on is because they communicate to the computer screen how things look, and who's better to kind of communicate that than designers.
Hi, I'm Kerry Palazzo. I'm the graphic and web designer here at BTL. I loved ICT now at school, and I especially really wanted to learn web design as it's a great mixture of tech and design skills. Plus it's a really strong and varied career path since everyone needs a website nowadays. The great thing about the design tech industry as well is that it's so varied, so there's so many roles that you can go into and specialise in. My job at BTL is quite different from the rest of the team, so I work mainly with the marketing team to create assets to promote and advertise Surpass. The main thing that I work on is the website. It's coded in HTML, CSS and JavaScript. I also work on how to actually display the content on each page to make sure that users have a really good experience when they're using the site and they can actually find the information that they want and need. This all increases the chance of actually getting visitors to get in touch with us and potentially buy Surpass and our services. I also design and produce printed graphics for the company, like business cards, brochures, banners, anything like that. Usually if I'm doing print design, I'll work in Adobe InDesign. A lot of our kind of designs will need icons and graphics making, so that's where I work in as well. I usually use Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator to do this.
Hi, I'm Neil. I'm a senior UX designer and I've worked at BTL for 4 years. So for most of my career I've been a front-end developer. Now it used to be called a webmaster back in the day, and that role was quite solitary, unlike today where we have teams of designers and we work together and we refine together. So yeah, the role of the designer has changed within the tech industry over the last 2 decades or so. There are a few other things that we in the design team cover. So we have conferences. We have a BTL conference here, so we'll explain what we've done over the past 12 months to our clients and potentially new clients. We shall also go to industry conferences on design, on development, on graphic design, and pick up the best and latest techniques and tools to keep us on the sort of cutting edge of design.
When there is some time, we usually look into how we can improve our skills, so training is always being done.
There's loads of focus on making sure that we're progressing in our careers and making sure that we're getting enough training to advance the skills that we want to go into.
So we've got training budgets, and we allow people to go on courses, and they can buy books, and there's conferences that people are always kind of asking me if they can go to, which is not a problem because sometimes it's good to go to these places where you're communicating and you're meeting like-minded people as well.
I think the best thing is definitely the people.
The people.
It's the people so far. I've only been here, I think it's week 10 this week. But the people are great. The company's really good to work for.
The kind of social aspect in the community that we have as colleagues. So we always have kind of virtual drinks on a Friday as a design team. But then, BTL is really great at providing other kind of sources of being able to kind of get to know our colleagues. So we'll have like a summer away day when we're able to, and really kind of get on together as a team, but also as an organisation.
You don't come to a job where it's like you just immediately know everything. Part of the recruitment process, I'm always looking for people with good personalities and company fit. Do they fit into the team? Because skills can be trained, but it's that kind of interpersonal skills. That's like half of the job as well. Can you get on together? You might be fine working just on your own, but you need to work in a wider team as well, as we've kind of shown. We have a strategy for the company as a whole, but one of those things is about staff. We have away days and social events and things, which the company contribute to, and that's kind of part of the staff welfare. And there's various kind of company perks and things like that as well that we have, and that's all to kind of make people feel more part of a team as well, that you kind of looked after.
Worked around a few job roles in my time, and it certainly is the nicest working environment. So yes, big thumbs up to BTL.
We hope this video has given you some more ideas about the various tech careers out there. The sector is a great industry to go into. Not only is it sought after, it's varied, advancing, innovative and creative. So good luck out there, and maybe we'll welcome you to BTL one day.